Hello dear fans. Why do people learn Russian? Back in the days of the USSR, schoolchildren diligently memorized Mayakovsky's lines, "I would have learned Russian just because Lenin spoke to them." The USSR now belongs to history, like the aforementioned reason for the interest in the Russian language. What is the reason why people learn Russian, for whom it is not native? First, because it is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. It is spoken by a very large number of people. Although the sphere of distribution and use of the Russian language has somewhat decreased, precisely because of the aforementioned collapse of the USSR and the resulting consequences, it continues to be one of the 5 working languages of the UN, along with English, French, Spanish and Chinese. Secondly, because for some residents of the near abroad citizens of the former Soviet republics that have now become sovereign states, this is simply necessary. Some of them come to work in Russia, have relatives, friends, and acquaintances here. Knowledge of the Russian language is absolutely necessary for them both for work and for everyday communication. Third, some non-CIS residents have a genuine interest in Russia. For them, she is primarily the personification of the rich heritage of Russian classical art. A slightly educated, cultured person, wherever he lives, has necessarily heard of Tolstoy, Chekhov, Stanislavski, Tchaikovsky, Prokofiev. It is quite natural to strive to learn the language spoken by these brilliant people who have left a bright mark on world art. Fourth, the processes of world globalization have not bypassed Russia either. Many branches of foreign firms and companies have been opened in Russia, new joint ventures are emerging. In many cases, foreigners either head such companies or are part of the management. And for a successful production process and sales, managers simply need to be aware of all matters, communicate with subordinates, and delve into all the subtleties. You can, of course, resort to the help of qualified translators, but still this is not the same. Finally, fifthly, simply because Russia, despite all the difficulties it is experiencing, has been and will be a great power to be reckoned with. It is the largest country in the world in terms of area, endowed with the richest natural resources, and has the second most powerful nuclear deterrent. She will not allow anyone to speak to her in the language of power. It is necessary to find mutual understanding with her, reasonable compromises. And for this it is very useful to know Russian. Thanks for watching.